email, like the webpage that we have, it'll pop up a little note that says your password is set to expire and so on.
I do have to go into it.
So it'll let you know.
Last week.
All right. I'd like to welcome everybody to our regular board meeting. It's February 11th at 10:02 a.m. Roll call, please.
Jim Marlowe,
Present.
Brent Gentry,
Present.
Ron Ellis.
Present. At this time, I'll ask everyone to please rise and we'll say the pledge.
We'll go sing the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sure. Our most gracious and heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this opportunity to be here today. Lord, be with this meeting as we prepare to do the work for the county. Lord, be with our men and women all across the United States and all across the world. Protect them. And Lord, we pray that they all come home safely. Just be with our county. And Lord, thank you for all the opportunities that you give us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
That's my shit.
Sure. All right, so, what we got going on right now is the PC update. So all the new PCs, replacing the old PCs that couldn't be updated with Windows 10. So right now I'm looking at it as two shipments. The first one that came in, you have the 4 for the assessment, the 11 for the and then we on deliver the other 5 for the first. So I have them all unboxed, I have them logged into the system. Capital asset forms have been drawn out and sent out to proper departments. As soon as I start getting asset tags, I can start putting computers out. So the 5 that have been delivered, those haven't been pre-staged yet. I don't have the office license keys for Ryan on those 5 yet. As soon as I get those systems will get pre-staged for the drive as well. Now, something we've run into a problem with Commissioner's version of Office. We had that user account we didn't get into. Well, all the office keys are tied to a login. So I've created separate accounts, one for the assessors, one for the clerks. And this time to make sure that what happened before doesn't happen again, I'm going to be putting some secondary contacts in those accounts. So if we lose the password, we can say, okay, send the reset code to get into the account and recover those license keys. Just make sure that doesn't happen again. I just got to find out, who you want as contacts. I mean, you probably want one, I don't know, or
Would it be one person for every department or?
I can go more than one, put as many contacts on it as you like, most likely. I know Mindy is taking care of things for the state's attorney's office over there as far as office licensing goes, so she'll probably handle that as well.
It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put all that information somewhere in an Excel spreadsheet and make a hard copy of it too.
Yep, I'm
Because that's what we ran into with Jessica's computer, and we lost access to that, and she was gone, and then her email was erased.
Yeah.
That erased everything. So having a hard copy somewhere.
Yep, I've got everything written down in Excel spreadsheets, so I'm making sure everything is documented. Any other questions or concerns, or?
Just a little further update. I talked with Brandon and about the 14 computers. We're gonna do the split 5 computers. Stephanie sent him an invoice for the $2,000, so that's going to be coming separately so it can be traced. And then they're ordered, 14 computers are ordered, it'll be a split 5 computer, the invoice for 5 computers will go directly to him, and then we'll get the other 9. And then that should be all the computers.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Like I said, since I start getting asset tags, they start to go out. So. Okay. All right. You're welcome.
I've got 5 things here. Talk about the first one. There's a resolution under the highway code. What this is Crenshaw Road. We had previously done one for $150,000. Our estimate on the whole job was, at that time, was $650, and that would have covered us more than plenty. But our estimated cost has gone up $300,000. We're looking at almost $1 million to pave this couple miles of road. So I've got to put more money into the kitty to cover our 20%. So I've got a resolution here for $100,000 that will be in addition to what we've already approved. So, and this was an unforeseen thing. We're going through some curves and we're having a lot of asphalt.
What's the cost per mile paved?
Well, it just depends. This one's, we're pushing up on 500 a mile, but most of the time it's not that high. The reason this is so high is we're putting asphalt on top of oil and chip, and then we got heavy curves, and we're widening it a little bit. And so we're bumping up 500,000 a mile on this. Normally we're in the 200. For on top of oil and chip, you're going to be 250, 300 a mile, something like that.
When it gets summertime and the road gets hot, if it's a heavy curve, will that, is there weight limits on the road, or how do we, is there anything that can be done to help minimize the pushing of the asphalt once it gets really hot?
There's not on this one. There is on Cedar Grove. There's a weight limit on it that's been there for years. And so the trucks can't come in from that way. And if you're on Skyline, you can turn west. And a lot of them do. That's a class 3 truck route. Although now class 3 truck routes are no more. You just have class 1 and 2. But yeah, they cannot turn east and go on the portion we're going to work on. Because of the weight limits on Cedar Grove that they'll encounter as they go east. So, and this is going to have enough thickness to it that it can sustain quite a bit of heavy traffic.
This be striped as well?
Yeah, and it'll have 2-foot safety shoulder with round strip. It'll be nice when it's done.
All right, so what we need is a motion.
I'll make that motion.
For resolution number.
Does that have a- oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll make the motion for the resolution for improvement in the Illinois Highway Code, resolution 20-02-11-07.
Ron Ellis.
Yay.
Bert Gentry.
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
Here, we recently had our letting for all the materials we're going to have for this coming year. And you've got them listed there in front of you. Our oil and chip went up just very slightly. But our rock actually went down. Everything you see there on the bidder that's from Carter Trucking, those are exceptional prices for rock. So we're going to be paying quite a bit less for our stone this year. So it kind of balances out in the end. But I need to have the board approve this, and we'll send this over to IDOT and go about the process of getting acceptance out to all these bidders.
Okay. I'll make a motion to accept the 2020 material maintenance resolution 20-02-11-08.
Ron Ellis.
Yeah.
Bert Gentry. Jim Marlowe.
The next thing I've got is on January the 24th, we had a bid opening for a couple different pieces of equipment. The first I've got for you is 290 horsepower tractors. We had a number of bidders on those tractors. So what bid we received was from M&S Implement for $107,500. These are nice tractors, and I think they will help us deliver when we're doing our mowing, annual mowing cycles that we do every year. And I would recommend that we move forward with M&S for that quote.
And where's in this?
They're out of Harrisburg, and this will be a Massey nice Ferguson tractor, get what the unit is.
I'll make a motion that we approve the equipment purchase for the two utility tractors from M&S Implement Company for $107,500 total.
Second.
Ron Ellis.
Yay.
Bill Changer.
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
The next piece of equipment that I bid out is a mini rubber track excavator. As you can see in there, the low bid was from Bobcat of Marion. This particular piece of equipment is going to be added to our existing excavator. It's a much smaller piece of equipment, but it'll give us 2 units that we can use to ditch. And in the springtime, that's a pretty high priority thing for us. So, and it's going to give us some more versatility. It's going to be lighter weight. We can get down in the channels and things like that more with refuse. So, and I think this is a good piece of equipment that Bobcat has quoted us here. So I would recommend that as well.
Just curious, there were 2 different bids. Was there 2 different specifications or was it trade-in?
Or from Bobcat, I bid out a 7-year warranty, and Bobcat had to take it, their warranty went up to 5 years. I can't remember how many hours right now, it's like 3,000 hours. But to go to 7 years, they had to go to an outside agency to provide it. And what they told me is the Bobcat warranty is going to be a better warranty because they'll service it right there. Whereas if we go the other way, and it's much more expensive to farm out the warranty. And there's a number of other things on there like, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but that basically this is the same unit. It just doesn't have a lot of those things. I call them bells and whistles. Even with all that, they were still below bid. This is just getting the same unit, just we're getting a Bobcat warranty. Like one of them was a power blade. And we're going to stick with just a strict blade that doesn't rotate. And the reason for that is it extends out about 3 feet. And so when you're digging, it has a potential of getting in the way. The fixed blade is further back towards the machine. Just some examples of the things that the reason why that cost is a little less.
All right. So I'll make a motion that we accept the bid for the equipment for the 1 new mini rubber track excavator from Bobcat of Marion for $65,366.14.
Second.
Ron Ellis.
Yay.
Bill Changer.
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
This last thing, I wanted you guys to be aware of this. IDOT sent a letter of understanding to me to sign and return to them. Basically, they are planning to rehabilitate the structure on Stotler Road over the interstate. And the scope of their work consists of bearing replacements at the abutments, diaphragm replacements, partial depth patching, joint reconstruction, and they're going to do a concrete overlay on the structure. And this is the bridge that carries Stotler Road over I-57. To do this, they're going to have to close that bridge for 1 to 2 months. Now, they said they're going to try to limit that closure, but that's a county highway of ours. There's some traffic on that. There'll be some pain involved with that, just like what we had on Grassy Road, similar to that. My purpose for bringing this is so that you guys will know, because when they start this, there's little understanding for this kind of thing. But I understand it. We have to do this too from time to time. And with the scope of work that they're doing, the bearing replacements, you gotta lift the whole deck up to remove and replace the bearing replacements. So I understand what they're doing, but there's gonna be some pain for the folks that live in the east side of Heron and Fudgetown and some of those areas, so. It'll probably increase traffic on Reed Cemetery and some of those roads that they use as bypasses. But, I want you guys to be aware of this.
Will they do that over the summertime then?
They don't have a letting date in here, but it's coming up, and I'm sure it'll be during construction season. I just don't know when.
They'll announce it and you put a press release.
Yeah, we'll put, press releases out in advance of this, that I wanted you guys to be aware of, so. That's all I've got, unless you have any questions for me.
I have something kind of not related to this.
Okay.
I talked to Scott yesterday, I've had a third call now about the trailer out on Pittsburgh Road. Okay, that's the trailer that come off trailer, truck or whatever and tore up the road and whatever. So it's sitting on private property, which I know we can't go on private property. Folks, there's got to be a way that we can get rid of that trailer. Does anybody have any ideas of who could possibly get it? They're stripping the siding off of it, there's insulation blowing everywhere. I mean, you talk about nice, or these people are living. I don't blame them. I mean, that big trailer laying there on the side of the road. And then that's question one, and question two, who's gonna pay for the road that's been tore up? But they don't have any money.
No, the folks that were involved in that, their insurance hasn't, we contacted them, they haven't did anything. We did an estimate to repair the road. And they started out on Corinth Road and ended up almost to Route 13 on Pittsburgh Road. And gouged it, really, the worst of it's on Pittsburgh Road. They put a nice little gouge in
And that Pittsburgh Road was done, what, 3-4 years ago?
it. Yeah, we've done probably the south 5 miles just since I've been there.
Is a trailer, Scott, under situations, and I was gonna talk to the SA that's working on the cases, is the trailer itself, is it worth anything of value as far as recycling, or can anybody pick up the crane and take it, make any money off of it, or?
It's my understanding, none of the tow companies will touch it
Okay.
because there's no monetary gain in it for them. The frame is supposedly broke. It would be a nightmare to tow from its current location. As far as recycling, I do not know what the value would be.
Well, something's got to give somewhere. This has gone on for, what, 2 months, a couple months, 3 months?
I believe it happened while I was in Monaco.
FBI did it.
October,
Who
November.
owns the title to
There was a female who had purchased the trailer. The title wasn't actually transferred into her name.
it? It was or wasn't?
It was not. She has the title in the old owner's name.
I've gotten verbal permission from her to destroy the trailer and haul it away. She doesn't want anything to do with it.
As of right now, even though it sounds bad, it's not our responsibility.
And the last I saw was the estimate to remove it totally was like $30,000.
No good.
I just didn't know if there was a place that she could give it to, the title and or whatever, and let them deal with it.
Is it worth any value?
Only,
As far as I heard from her, she's ended her relationship with that trailer.
and it literally, it's only because of its condition, the literal use of it is for scrap only. So it would have to be dismantled and put on flatbeds, and it'd have to, because of the steel frames for the trailer itself, the length of it, they'd have to be cut in half to be able to be moved. And the bid that I saw was literally $30,000 to remove it from its present location.
The problem is that my third person contacted me in a store yesterday. Woke up to me and said she had a question. And it's kind of getting to the point where I don't know what to say, but we've got to think this up. We've got to do something. I mean, when that can happen, they were told to put it off the side of the road. It's off the side of the road, it's a private property. That guy's mad, the neighbors are mad.
But it's not our responsibility, but I will say to what
they would answer your question, contact one of the mobile home places and see if they'll take it. You know, if the title can be handed over to them or whatever, let them take it, let them deal with it. They'd be the ones that have the ability to haul it off,
They'd be more apt to.
you know,
To do what with it? Bill?
keep it for scrap or
It's not gonna be fixed. I mean, it's beyond.
Oh,
fixed.
I drove by it, I know, it's awful.
just, you know, it's yours for the taking if you want it, you know. I don't know.
Greg, you know anybody from your life or anybody, you know, I don't, anybody around, anybody that does any kind of stuff like this that,
No, the towing companies would be the only ones that come to mind. But given the state of it, you're probably gonna have to go in there with a machine and tear out the top of it and then the frame, cut it up so you can get it out of there. It'll be a couple day job.
It's a major undertaking. It really is, because it's a big trailer.
If I might add, when, it's my understanding when that incident occurred, the trailer was actually out in the roadway blocking north of the southbound lane of traffic. And I guess it was moved to its current location at the direction of a deputy to get it off of the roadway so traffic could.
Well, who was towing it at the time?
It was, I believe it was a gentleman, the gentleman with the truck. How it got from the roadway onto the private property, I can't say 100% for sure. I do know that Vernell's would not tow it into their yard. I don't know if they might have drug it off onto the property, but that was done at the direction of a deputy. And the sheriff has received calls from the property manager where the trailer sits now, complaining about wanting to get it off his property.
I guess.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, to me, whoever was towing it at the time, they were the ones that caused the damage to the road, correct?
Yeah, and a couple of my employees actually came on it when it happened, and I'm sure you heard about it too, Scott, but there was a couple of gentlemen in it, and they had blown some tires on the trailer, and it gouged to the point where they couldn't even pull it anymore. And they got out and threw their arms up and fled from the scene, from what I heard.
I think we'll find out.
Well, they're definitely an
who those
ongoing
guys
case.
Were.
We have an investigation in our office going. There was a private third party who contracted with the purchaser to transport the trailer. He signed a contract indemnifying the purchaser from damage, assuming liability for damages, but there are serious questions about our ability to recover financially from that third party transporter.
They're like their insurance.
Yeah,
Their
well,
insurance.
going after him for the $100,000 worth of damage to the road and the $30,000 removal fee is
You might get $5 a week.
maybe futile. Our ASA Palmer has the case as far as the criminal prosecution goes, but as far as recovering for the damage to the road and fee for removing the trailer, I would guess our odds of recovering that sum from the fellow who transported it would be low. But we're the ones who pushed it off into the private property, so someone's gonna have to eat the bill, I guess is the point.
That's what I'm.
Well, they probably need to set a meeting or something with Brandon and everybody and bow out on this and see what the best solution is.
Mhm.
You know,
Well, there is recyclable value to it.
Probably done enough to go get it.
Oh, Lord, no. Not, you're not even in.
Well, heck, they're stripping it up, they're stripping it now. Signing stuff all over it.
That's,
Insulation blowing, they said one blows, it blows everywhere, but people are getting really irate over it.
Unless you want to trade.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Les, you're retired, you wanna do something?
Unbelievable. I
I
will
was just
say-
thinking the same thing, you cut trees down, why don't you go cut trailer apart?
And it's really, we can do it. It's just, it's an unusual thing for us, But it is in our capabilities to deal with it if you guys
Well,
so choose.
I would, the only way I would say you'll agree to that would be is that we go after their insurance, to pay the bill. Because you guys,
Do they have insurance?
I'm unaware of the status of the insurance on that third party guy who transported it?
Yeah, I don't.
I know he signed a contract saying that he would assume the responsibility for any damages, but I don't know if he has any insurance to cover this sort
You
of
know,
event.
We contacted them as well, and I don't think you're gonna.
or the one of those deals that they had insurance that didn't do it.
Maybe we need to contact ICRT, see what they would suggest.
It's a little more.
I mean, it's one of those situations where
They might
we're
have-
getting on private property, which we don't do. But it's gonna cost an astronomical amount of money, most likely from the county, to go get it picked up with somebody else. So which one would we rather do?
So you said that the sheriff's department pushed it off to the side on someone's private property?
It's my understanding that the trailer was blocking the southbound lane of traffic. And in order to free that up, they had the trailer take it to the current location to get it out of the way.
You know,
Would have had to-
and in their defense, you're faced with.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
of
no, I
course,
understand
no,
that.
yeah.
You had to.
You gotta open up the traffic.
Sure.
And it has to be far enough off the side of the road that it's not gonna
But-
block the ditch.
But I think that's the limit of our responsibility, but now, as far as putting it onto someone's property, I don't know where it's at, maybe I need to drive by there.
It's something to see, and people are really getting tired of it.
Anyway, This is on Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and if you can't miss it, that's for sure. What, so it comes down to me, it's gonna be, we pay the bill, for somebody get it, or we have the highway department chop it up with the machine, move it on out, call it a day. It's very, very unusual.
In the long run, if you give us an idea of what it would cost, I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be cheaper if we have the highway,
course it
our
will.
highway department do it. And then, but it's still gonna have to be cut up into smaller sections on the frame to get it.
Yeah,
get it
we'll
back.
just rip all the wood off the top of it, all the crap, and get down the frame, and we'll have to cut up the cutting torch and then load it up. We'll scrap it. For the price of metal, we won't get $100 out of it.
You know, I've always been,
Oh, you'll get a lot more than that, but it won't be anywhere near 30,000.
I've
Because that steel frame is, there's a lot of weight there.
always been a believer in you do what you've done in the past, and you don't do favors for anybody. That's been my theory in life, but under the circumstances, it's gonna cost the taxpayers more money. If we're gonna eat the bill, there's no two ways about it. They can't afford it, like Scott suggested, you might get $5 a week or something out of them, if they can't afford it, well, good grief. So this is one of those situations that I've never seen. So I'm leaning towards, you guys get this thing over with and out of here.
I'd like to talk to Brandon about it, and I think we all need to get together and discuss this.
What our options are.
Yeah. Not just right now. I mean, I'm glad you brought it up, but I
Well,
think.
the third person hit me yesterday, and I'm like, well, this has got to come to a head. So,
The property owner calling you.
neighbor. No, he ran to me in the store, she said, I got a question for you. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. You know, so it's the same thing. It's a theme now.
Well, I know if it was in my yard, I wouldn't be happy about it.
If I was a neighbor, I wouldn't do that either. Okay,
Thanks, Mike.
all right.
Under old business,
I suspect we still don't have any people to move the accounting services going forward.
I'm not under old business, I also, I haven't updated, just been contacting Johnson City. We met with EPA and Johnson City officials concerning white ash. And Johnson City would be the most likely place for this to go. Then they go, but we'll try and work with them. We offered them the same deal that we offered Pittsburgh. I called Dave Severin. I've got waiting on a call back from Dale Fowler. We're gonna see if there's some state money that we can get where they could possibly update the system, electronics, so that they would be able to take over. Bottom line, Johnson City is profited off since day one.
What do you think the change of heart was? Who was that? No, we're not.
Well, you got a new mayor too, so
That's
maybe,
Yeah, that's
Doug
true.
Dobbins, Jim Mitchell before. Scott Key, I like Scott. Scott's a good guy, very knowledgeable. Scott's gonna be retired, so he probably won't be messing with it too much more, but I understand. You know, I'm still in the process of contacting some others. There's American Water, which is a privatized water sewer company. And I was supposed to meet with him last Friday over at the lift station, but I wasn't feeling good and I didn't want to stand out for whatever waiting on him. So I'll have to reschedule him. You know, but I think they're wanting to at least take a look at it. They're a private company that privatizes water and sewer services. So that's always a possibility, privatizing. The EPA has issued a letter to their attorneys. I think you heard, been in contact with EPA on.
I haven't heard anything
I
from
haven't
them.
heard anything either from them.
So I understood it, they thought their chances of getting a straight answer out of their attorneys was pretty low.
Pretty low until we've had a violation, which is where, when I was contacted by the guy who owns the Adam Grange, where the sewer was running out to the street. At one time I told him about that. So hopefully, on a state level, he might move a little quicker. But anyway, that's kind of where we're at. We're still kind of in limbo, but we're gonna try and make this work out for Johnson City. I do plan on talking to Mayor Epsher to see if they would be Marion would be interested in it. I think that's an option for Marion. If they annex that area in, and because honestly, that's about the only area that Marion can grow would be to the north. And
Mayor Butler looked at, they had talked with Mayor Butler about Spiller Town, that would have to happen first. And Mayor Butler was not interested in annexing Spiller Town. So Mayor Epsher, I'm not aware of that subject ever being approached. And
anyway, that's about it with, as far as Johnson City and White Ash, we're still in the process of working out some details here. Your new business, we have CDS quote for wireless internet courthouse.
That I know they've been installed, they've been working on that the past couple of days. So, yeah, installing Wi-Fi. From what I understand, from what Ryan was saying, they've already begun work on that installation.
I don't think, because who's paying for that?
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to.
I don't think,
Maybe they were just doing some preparation work over there, because they had my keys for a day or two while they were doing something. Had to do with Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Zanati or Judge Blyer were intending on being here for this meeting, but I think there was some breakdown in communication. I emailed them a couple weeks ago, letting them know that it was be on the agenda for today. As far as I know, we have this quote, we want wireless in the courtrooms for the judges to work smoother, the attorneys to work smoother, but I know I have the quote, and I know my boss told me to get it on the agenda, but he's otherwise occupied today, so that's about all the information I have.
okay, this might be something that needs to be looked at maybe later on when we get closer to budgeting. You know, to talk about that as of right now.
Yeah, because Judge Barton, I think it was
Yeah.
a major issue in the budgeting, so then how we're gonna pay for it, that's the next question. I think it's too premature to jump on this until we know a little more about it. But if they're over there doing some work, well, that may not be what they're doing, but
Yeah,
it
maybe doing something different.
may be something different, but if it is, then I think they need to slow it down a little bit, so.
Okay, moving on to ID sheriffs, or ID network sheriff's office. Scott, you wanna talk about this?
The Golden X kind of matches your, gold. You're on it too.
We were looking, was exploring the option of ID networks. It would greatly streamline our operation. It will also save the county on maintenance fees from day one, first year. Initial payment of $8,846.85 would be needed to start the process of converting our current data with Emergitech. That payment would be deducted from the first year total payment, which would be, the remainder of that would be due December 1st. I spoke with Doug Lindman, and instead of him charging us the full payment of $58,979, he would deduct that $8,000 on the initial fee that was due December 1.
And that was 8,000.
846,
It's on page 5.
8,846.85.
And what's important here is the contract with Emergitech expires,
It's September 30th.
yeah, the end of September. And there has to be a letter that will be sent to them.
Yes, 30 days notice has to be given. I plan on giving at least 90 days to make sure that we're covered. I'm almost finished crafting the letter, and once I complete that, I'll get with Mr. Maddox, make sure it covers all the bases.
Yeah. Look at their contract and see what it has in this certain ones with whatever I want. We're just gonna shut it. I'm not getting on tears.
Sure.
But, yeah.
This software, again, is going to streamline our operation. In December of 2021, there's a mandate in our reporting, crime reporting. We switched to a system called NIBRS, a National Incident-Based Reporting System. And it's basically a data collection. What we currently use is the Uniform Crime Report. We send that in. This new system is much more accurate and has the capability of reporting to NIBRS, where we don't have that right now. And it's mandated January of 2020. So,
The other thing that's important here is the balance of $50,000 doesn't have to be paid until our next fiscal year. So that way, we don't have the cost for Emergitech and this on the same fiscal year.
That brings up a couple things, right, wrong, or different on my theory on this, but, you know, we've dealt with big companies before, like Emergitech and situations around here, we cut burnt contracts, okay? I brought this up before, and I'll bring it again. Now, if these folks here are gonna go this 10-year and do some stuff for us, zero interest, then I say we probably ought to pay $800, okay? But Emergitech gets wind of us doing this, let's just say, because they all know what's going on, believe me. They just whack us, cut us off like immediately.
no, not until the end of our service agreement. But the thing with this, it's going to take several months to convert all our existing data. We probably have a 250,000 names that, and all their information that has to be transferred over, where this system will be able to read that.
Emergitech will work with this ID network and give them the data.
No, well, ID Networks, their programmers have developed a program that will extract the data out of Emergitech software that we have now. And with the information they extract, they input into their system. It's a process that takes months and months. We have a massive amount of data over there between the jail bookings. We enter everybody that we come into contact with in reference to a criminal report. So all that data, all the report data, mug shots, all that stuff has to be converted and inputted into this software.
The City of Marion has already done this, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and they had Emergitech as well, correct?
Yes, both Heron and Marion.
Did they not have any problems getting the data from Emergitech over to the ID network?
Marion didn't have any problems. Now, speaking with some of the people from Heron, yeah, it took a little longer.
Aaron was slow because they didn't have anybody dedicated to making sure that the information was given to ID Networks quickly. They were short-staffed at that time. Since then, Aaron has hired 3 new employees, so their staffing is a lot better now. But that's why, based off of that and people that I've talked to, literally, we're looking at 5 to 6 months in the transfer period of time to get this over.
So it wasn't necessarily emergency tech problem.
Well, it wasn't an emergency problem, it was just, they didn't have the staff to dedicate to the process, because somebody has to be dedicated to this process to get the help in the transfer of the information.
You know how that black cloud follows us, so that's why I'm a little concerned.
Hey, we all, like I said,
I mean, we're a little gunny here, but Philip, is there,
And at that same time, one of the other problems they ran into was Adam Compton, who was the head of the Heron 911. He was having surgery also, so he had been out of the office for a while. So they were really, it wasn't the ideal time for them to try to do that, but they didn't have a choice.
So as of right now, then what you need is approval for the $8,000, you need $800.
Yeah, it's kind of we're in a unique situation. The current server we have in our building is almost 12 years old. We can't have one without the other. We need a new server in our building to run this software.
I don't remember offhand the server pricing. Was that in the budget? Is that a budget, sir? Is that in the budget? I don't remember.
I believe we did budget for that.
Yes.
But now,
But to answer your question, sir, yes, if the $88,800 plus will get the process started. I've spoken with Mr. Lemon, and we're gonna start immediately.
So it's like a down payment, if it's good faith, we're gonna go through. And
Yes.
Kind of what Red Bull is.
He wants that, the only thing that he asks is that we sign the agreement, that you gentlemen sign it and the sheriff sign it.
well, I don't have a problem going forward with this. And if we need to go ahead and send in that $8,800, all for doing that.
I guess one question, Philip, have you read any of this as far as agreements goes?
Just since I got sat down here.
Okay, great.
I've reviewed our contract with Emergitech previously, but
Well, I mean, I know contract work 2 ways, as we all know in negotiations, they work 2 ways, it's a double-edged sword on both ways. So this contract works 2 ways too, with Emergitech. So they had to fulfill all the way throughout their term.
well, this is not a contract. This is a quote.
Well, but this still some good reading for you. It's job security, buddy. What this is for you. So I don't mind, I'm like Jim, I don't mind paying it contingent upon, if he doesn't find anything that's gonna cast any doubt of anything.
There was
This is the
some-
first time he's read it, so.
There was something in here in reference to the first year payment.
Back to page 5.
After, on the section, it says first year payment, number 2. It references the remaining balance. It says it will be due 30 days after the go live of the systems, once it fires up and is working the way it's supposed to be. I have it in text form. I texted with Mr. Blendman. He is going to delay that to December 1. It doesn't matter if we're ready to fire up 2 months from now. He has agreed to delay this until December 1, which will put us in the new year.
So,
So is this the actual contract or will there be an actual contract?
This is just an initial agreement.
that was my exact question, my exact question I was gonna ask. So this is just the agreement, okay. So,
Well, then I guess maybe to answer your question, what we need to do is get the contract, let Philip look at it. We get the okay from Philip.
I mean, if we don't have to kick the can down the road, and we can vote contingent to pay this, next week or whatever, as long as he gets to see this and the contract review, everything, it doesn't say anything, a red flag, then the check goes through, we're done. Does that sound fair?
Sure.
I mean, we got to be able to protect this.
Absolutely.
So I'll make the motion to, what was it, 8,846, what?
Yeah.
88, 46,
88.
And I'll make a motion to go ahead with the agreement with ID Networks and pay them $8,846.85, contingent upon that our Assistant State's Attorney, Phil Mize, does not find anything, the red flags throw at us, and if he does not find anything, and he also needs to see the actual contract and this agreement. Review it, if he doesn't see a red flag, submit the money.
Ron Ellis.
Yeah.
Rick Gentry.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Thank you.
Next we have the sheriff's, CDS Boulder Sheriff's Office, this is with the server that you're talking about.
Yes, sir, correct.
Okay, so 31,327.
It's just a server and the backup power supply.
Okay. I was under the impression that we had another bid from Sharon's for like 17,000.
There was talk between Terrence and I that he could purchase one directly from Dell for that price. And there again, that's not configuring the server, setting it up, and aligning it with this ID network software.
I'd heard that kind of through the grapevines on that, and I was wondering where that is, but then my next question would be is who's going to do all the configuration? Who's going to be managing that for years to come? I mean, that's questions that, if it saves us money, it saves us money, if it's a better deal with who he's got.
Hey, I'm all about saving money.
Makes quite a bit of difference.
But
Plus-
that's not, so you're saying adding all that other stuff in, just keep driving that price up? That's
Sure.
just a base server,
It's
the one that he
similar.
told you about.
The one that Terrence looked at, I gave him the specs.
Okay.
CDS gave us. And he said he could purchase one directly from Dell for that approximate price. Now, there's a $1,500 power, so that $1,500 power supply backup. The power goes out for whatever reason. The generators aren't working,
Mhm.
that kind of thing. That is added in that quote. It's on line 18. So,
That's part of this 31,000.
yes,
So let me get this in my head here. So if you bought one directly from Dell, maybe that 18, 19,000 range, and then all this other line items have to be done to it. Get it up to speed, right?
yes, they're going to take.
Configuration and who's gonna maintain it for years to come and all that.
Yes.
This is just buying the unit itself in the storage, right?
There's a warranty, I believe, a 4-year warranty on this as well.
But you wouldn't have that if you bought it direct from Dell, you have to piece it all together. What you're saying?
I did not get a quote from Dell. There again, if we buy directly from Dell, I don't have anybody to come in and configure.
That's the problem, is all you're buying is units.
That's what I'm saying, it's just the unit only.
And you still got all of the, then the configuration work to make it work with ID networks. We don't have anybody here that can do that. That's gonna have to come from the outside somewhere.
Okay. I just want to make sure that's just for unit only.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Well, how about if you did this? How about just for the heck of it, get the other price from Terrence, what it would take to figure everything, and then we compare it and see what, and then, like Rick was saying, whoever gets it, or if it's someone other than CDS, they're gonna have to take care of the service, CDS service.
And warranty it and all that
Right.
stuff.
So, and then we'll just compare, and then I say, then we just make a decision.
Probably by the end of the day, it's going to be cheaper and all that, but we'll just have to
See how much
much
cheaper. I mean, but that's, just right now, it's at half, so I mean, that's, right, pretty good chunk. Absolutely more. But, anyway, I'll do that, and then, because we don't have to have that server.
We can call a meeting anytime.
Yeah, right, and get it and approve it. and get it.
It'll be, speaking with CDS, it'd take a couple months for the parts and everything to come in and get it set up. be about a 2-month
That
process.
that'd be okay with you guys.
Yeah, as long as it's pretty done in a timely manner, we'll drag it down.
Yeah, it has to be done quick, it needs to be done quickly, because the problem we're gonna run into, the server has to be able to be in place for the ID network.
To go together. No, I
You
understand that.
can't do one
They go
without
hand
the
in
other.
hand.
Remember, Phil's still got to get the contract with the contractor, so. So why don't we do that? Why don't you get that other bid, whatever, Terrence, all specs, whatever add-ons are, and determine would he be able to be the one to provide the service to it? And if not, then go back to CPS.
A bid from you.
Yes, basically, or wherever. Someone that would be able to service it, basically, because whoever puts it in, that's basically the one that's gonna have to service it.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna do all.
Terrence isn't gonna be able to do that.
That's what I'm talking about, getting, so. But we gotta wait for the contract. And then, we can, like I said, we meet, we can throw that on the agenda.
Thank you.
Thank God.
Okay. I'll read this next. I need a motion to approve the minutes for January 14th, 2020 meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Ron Ellis.
Yeah.
Jim Gentry. Jeremiah
Marlo,
Yeah.
she's on the line.
I'll go through. I'll make a motion that we accept the January 22nd, 2020 minutes.
Ron Ellis.
Yeah.
Rick Gentry. Jim Marlowe.
Make a motion that we accept the January 24th, 2020 minutes.
Ron Ellis.
Yeah.
Rick Gentry. Jim Marlowe.
Make a motion that we accept the January 29th, 2020 minutes.
Ron Ellis.
Yeah.
Rick Gentry. Jim Marlowe.
And make a motion that we accept the February 5th, 2020 minutes.
Ron Ellis.
Yeah.
Rick Gentry. Jim Marlowe.
Okay. I'd like to read and accept the following reports. Public defender reports, Williamson County Clerk Vital Records for December. The Williamson County Clerk Fees Account for December. The Williamson County Clerk Real Estate Trust for December. The Williamson County Clerk Mobile Home Trust for December. And the Williamson County Clerk Mobile Home Trust for November. Okay. Next on the agenda is self.
Make a motion that we accept the sale of new owner Douglas and doors 07-09-300-012.
Second.
Ron Ellis. Rick Gentry. Jim Marlowe.
Okay.
Don't.
We have a couple vacancies on 708 mental health board. We have a letter from Michelle Hamilton to inform the board of commissioners that to reappoint her and James Bales. Both of their terms have expired, and she would like to have them both reappointed to serve another 4-year term commencing on today's date, due to expire December 31st, 2023. Good motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Ron Ellis.
Yeah.
Rick Gentry.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Can you talk about anything else on concerning? This time then, we just open up the floor, if anyone wants to. Les, do you have anything you want to say? Jackie, do you have anything you'd like to say? Other than that, you guys have anything you want to say?
We're gonna let Les have the floor.
No, yeah, just a couple of questions. I had an issue with my neighbor there on the corner. A few weeks ago, I called the sheriff deputy out, but nothing that he could do was all in thing. That wasn't doing what I was wanting to. He had talked to this young man, real fine, young man, sheriff deputy. Anyway, he informed me that there's only 2 deputies on staff at any given time. Is that correct?
Depends on the time of day, that could be.
Okay, this was in the morning, but, I know budgets are thin, and is there any way to appropriate for more deputies out there? Because, I mean, you're talking a pretty good sized county, and, I know when I'm mowing in the summer and I'm out there on right away, there's a whole basket full of violations. I mean, I see people going by talking on their cell phone, and they turn the corner there and they hammer it, they're just, I mean, seeing how fast they get to the curb, and it's like, all kinds of things going on, but.
No, there's, to answer your question, there are a lot of issues that the county's facing as far as we discussed that during budgeting. Sometimes part of the big answer to your question is that Benny's the one that schedules the deputies. He's the one that's in charge as to how many deputies are out there at any given time. But he does have to work with who's available. At any given time, you have deputies that are injured, gone, sick.
We don't want to go there on that road. I mean,
So as far as number of deputies scheduled, that's up to you.
Well, I understand too, you lose some deputies to other, police, entities.
I think we're maxed out on deputies. I just think if I'm on comp claim and stuff like that, it's putting us in that position. And,
Well, my other issue is, I was wondering if you guys know how long they're gonna be hauling this fly ash from the power plant. They've been doing this for years and years, I know, even before I retired from the airport. But these semis, they come up Skyline Drive, and they turn there on Crenshaw, and they go up there to wherever the property is, and they're hauling these semi-loads of fly ash from the power plant. And, that's not such a bad issue. It is, there's many times I have turned on Crenshaw Road and going towards Energy, or going to turn on Skyline Drive, actually going towards Energy. And these semis, they'll wait till you get like within 100 feet of it, they'll pull right out in front of you. I mean, it's like, often I've had that happen. But I didn't know, also I can see where they're doing a lot of wear on the road there, the blacktop that's already done. And I know you were talking about the weight limits and the traffic on the new blacktop area, which you're not gonna be driving on that, but it's just kind of they make a mess up there all the time. It's just kind of an annoying thing, and you can't really see especially at night, the center line and the yellow lines and all that. So I just wondered if you had any idea how much longer that's gonna be going on.
Greg might have an answer to that.
well, on the power plant, I can't speak for the power plant, what they're doing. I know their future down there is not the greatest. So I will tell you guys, I will say this, time alongside, I won't step it up one second, forget that there is possibly going to be an announcement in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, is from inside that we shut down one of the chambers or something like that. The chambers are one section of it. Grass power plant, grass shot to the edge. So it is supposed to be in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So, supposed to be this week.
Chambers for what?
I don't know how to say that.
I think.
Probably down one side of it.
At the power plant?
Well, generator, I don't know.
Generator.
One of the issue here is Pritzker's office is trying to eliminate contracts with coal-fired plants and provide electricity, and the 2 nuclear power plants that are in the northern, that are under ComEd. And they will always have the capability of doing natural gas down there, but they may not always have the opportunity to do the electricity through the coal. The problem with that is they service a 5-state area. They don't just service Southern Illinois. And if this comes to fruition, then you're going to be looking at future, within a few years, you're going to be looking at a major reduction in the real estate tax value.
Well, that's what I'm gonna say.
They're not going
It's coming on
to,
more damage coming. It's coming.
because they're the number one that we have. We've seen this a little bit in Jackson County with the power plant that they had on the river down in Grand Chain. And that, when that hit, they got a reduction in their real estate tax valuation, and it cost the Shawnee High School system, the Shawnee school system, $1.2 million. And that was fought back over a 2-year period, and Shawnee is still trying to pay that back from their real estate taxes, because they challenged, the power plant challenged it, obviously. And you know how the system works, it takes a couple of years for that. And they're literally they're in the process of paying that $1.2 million back.
What's that, maybe municipal, you can, not sure, but that might eliminate a lot of your issues if they, unfortunately, I guess.
Yeah, and I hate to see that really, because there's a lot of good things.
It'll be a blow, buddy.
Jobs.
Let's hope this meeting thing put together this week, and put something good out.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have just minimum wage jobs down there. They pay way above that. And I don't know what about the fire ash there, but I know they were selling it to a company there was a company in Missouri that was buying a lot of it. We used to get some of it. I don't know if Greg still gets that now.
We went down and picked it up.
We went to use our trucks and we did it on a Saturday
For a winter.
for a mix,
Yeah. Yeah,
because we would put it in with the salt.
right.
And so they had a machine that mixes it, somehow gets it all, so it's an additive, that's the word I was trying to think of.
Yes.
And I don't know if we're still doing that or not, I haven't heard anything from Greg on that, I haven't asked him either. And I don't know if they're using that to fill the strip pit up there.
I think that's what they've been doing for years. They've been pushing back and filling all that in back there. I think that was that Captain Griggle's property? Whoever it was. And they've got a lot of it filled in. I just didn't know how much they had left. And I thought, every day I hear those trucks, I can hear them from my house going, because they don't like loud exhaust and all that. A lot of those drivers are they're in a hurry, to get from point A to point B and back.
Well, they get paid on the number of loads they do.
Yeah.
They don't get paid per hour.
So if you're coming down the road there, they don't think anything about pulling out in front of you. So you got to jam on the brakes and then wait on them to get up to speed.
They're bigger than you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They know it, too.
Yeah.
Going
But, hey,
57, going
so that's
57.
the only issues I had. And I'm looking forward to the blacktopping of Crenshaw Road on Old Pease Road. That's going to be nice. I noticed they cut some trees down along the side. He said they were going to widen that out. So that's because that's kind of rough. And I hope
It's really rough.
I hope they come back into that intersection there at Decatur Road, because that's really rough. When you pull up there, you're just shakes your head off.
They had talked about, I don't know how far Greg was gonna go up, but they were gonna go up just a little bit on Decatur Road, going to the north there.
Good. Okay.
Because they were gonna have to redo that intersection, that's part of this situation too.
Okay.
I don't know, I didn't ask Greg specifically.
I'll take care of a lot of my frustrations.
You'll be on something else tonight.
I know, I'm not. She was always going against me, so, anyway, I appreciate the time. Yes.
But on yours there, Brent, I know that they have a license renewal that has been delayed. And, but there's four power plants right now that before 2021 in the central and northern part of the state that are coal-fired, that are supposed to be shut down. And if they are successful in getting the atomic energy done with the nuclear plants up in northern Illinois, you've got 750,000 people that are going to have to find alternative power sources. And they don't have an answer. Their answer, the big answer they have, I don't know if you've ever gone up to Morris, Illinois. It's just south of I-80. It's about 40 miles south and west of Chicago area. We were up there. They have a wind turbine field that's hundreds and hundreds of acres. And their goal is they think they're going to fill the void of coal-fired electricity production with these wind turbine plants. And they got millions of dollars in that. But
I get lost past Effingham, so I don't need to go up that direction.
I went up there because we had to go up the football. So-
I don't even want to go that
All
direction.
right, on that note, nothing else?
One last thing.
Yes, sir.
Quick. The people that approached us that day about the state situation with Biden and saying, are out doing their petitions.
Oh, okay, we're good.
I think they got 58 so far.
We're good.
58 signatures. And they need a lot.
24. 22, 24.
It was quite a bit, but
22.
Yeah, last week you go get 58, I don't know.
Well, more power to it.
this won't be for until November. I don't know if they've gone started too early.
That's what now?
It won't be till November,
Oh,
so
I know.
I'm wondering if they've started too early
I-
with signatures.
Tell you what's
So it
up.
has to be turned in, what, 90 days or 100?
It's, yeah, it's like 90 days prior. I have to look it up and see.
I know I take some heat still for not putting that resolution on the ballot 2 years ago. But I'm really not in favor of just putting resolutions on.
You'd be
They're
resolution.
going to let the public do it. And, so
If they get on there, great.
they getting on there.
It won't, now, I'm asking you a question, man. It will not say, the board of commissioners say, it'd be,
It would just
How are we
be
gonna
an
people know?
advisory question on the ballot, and no, it would be coming from, just the public.
that's how that.
It's just being an
Since I
advisory
am part of the
question.
public, what are you talking about?
Oh, we had, no, we had, well, you were here last time, the group came, about 3 or 4 people from different counties that came on us to separate Williamson County or the state from Cook County only.
Oh,
You're
okay.
smart enough, no, let's face the revenue we give Cook County itself.
In other
We don't
words-
like, I don't like Chicago either, but
Create another.
2 states.
Yeah,
It's been talked about
I
for
know about it.
forever.
We have,
so-
it'd be like North Carolina, South Carolina, we have Northern Illinois, Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
And they wanted us to put that as a referendum on the ballot in November. And we were not in favor of that.
You just lead it to another group on something.
Their,
Sure, sure, sure.
so their avenue is to go to a petition signed where then they can put it on the ballot.
And work with,
That's,
Yeah, advisory, yeah.
And even if it did come from you guys, it wouldn't say from the county board. I don't believe. I think it would just be an advisory question saying shall.
So they're wanting us to do their homework.
there's some other groups going around doing stuff, doing other boards, they're working their way here. If you do it for one, then you just, might as well just do it. It'd just be advisory after advisory, and So,
And
Yeah.
Effingham County has put it on their agenda.
they're always starting something up there, so.
I wish we had our own separate government for the southern.
It would be nice, if the numbers added up, it'd be nice.
And we'll
Separate
keep our
Effingham
taxes
County
all
from
in.
the rest
Our
of the
region.
land.
At one time, Vandalia was the capital.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's right, yeah.
With that, on that note, I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second it.
I'll third it.
Say,
Virginia Tree, tomorrow.
Oh.